That's a blind press there.
Hey, hang on,
You're the skinny fat man.
Don't have to lose your head.
Is your name Brian?
You should know better. You're older than these guys.
What about your nickname, Wong?
Oh, that was fucking cut it all.
Hello, friends. We are joined today with black belt Jujitsu professor Adam Jacques.
Hey guys, how you going?
And white belt professor, me. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Good. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having me.
If I make funny noises, I'm just finishing my dinner.
And punting.
At 2 p.m. in the day. Been taking this diet challenge thing on, and I'm team intermittent fasting.
Yeah, I've noticed you've been wearing tighter clothes since we started this little competition.
It's my new work
Really
shirt.
showcasing the ripped physique.
How many days in are you now?
3. I've been watching what I've been eating since that podcast I did with Buddha a couple of weeks ago. So I feel like I've trimmed up, but then I've got had sore joints. And then I got chatting to a guy, and he's like, "You got to do intermittent fasting.
Yep.
Helps reduce
Inflammation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I've been on that for about 4 days. I thought I'd struggle because I usually have 2 breakfasts,
Yep.
lunch, dinner. I thought there's no way I'll be able to do that. And I kind of did it different. One day I pigged out after training and then thought, all right, I'm starting now, and I just skipped dinner. And then I was sweet.
Are you getting hangry?
Nah.
No, you're
that's
good,
what I'm
eh?
real surprised. But I might be semi-cheating because I'm still having coffee in the fast and black tea.
Yeah, that's
Is
right,
that
though.
cheating, you reckon? Or?
Wouldn't affect it too much.
Yeah. Well, that's what I researched. It said as long as you're below 30 calories
35
or something.
calories. Yeah.
I've definitely noticed I've cut milk out. It's feeling way better.
So what do you have?
I'm only day 3 of cutting milk out though, but I honestly might be placebo, but I actually think I feel way better, less bloated. Remember I was talking about it when Christy was here?
Yeah.
I'm just having almond milk and then a long black. I have 2 coffees a day, so I have like an almond milk one, and then my second one will be a long black, and I feel way better, and no milk in any of the ingredients I'm eating.
Yeah.
I feel way less tired.
Yeah.
Do you eat much dairy?
Yeah, man, too much. I have literally probably minimum 4 coffees a day.
Yeah.
Real bad for it. And I always have normal milk. So
Yeah.
Do you feel
pretty
bloated?
bad.
Or
Not bloated so much, but when I get off milk, I notice I feel just way clearer and better in general, but I never stay off it. So pretty bad for it.
Yeah.
I can quit bread and stuff like that pretty easy, but I don't know why, man. I'm so addicted to milk. It's real weird.
I'm the same. I'm looking forward to seeing in a couple of weeks' time if there's actually a difference in physique. Because that's a big.
Sure.
If you cut milk out, I remember Stoney was saying he cut. No, it was you as well. Cut milk and bread out, simple as that.
Yeah.
And there was a huge difference quickly.
Yeah. I never totally cut milk out. I just cut it back.
Yeah.
So like when my coffees have been having less milk.
Yeah. Have you been having chocolate though? You're a sucker for chocolate.
No, I've only had it once. And
Today.
No, it's because I had a wine and then I thought, I'll just have
Triggers you.
chocolate.
Craig White.
Yeah. So yeah, I've tried both ways, like having a late dinner, then not eating till lunch, and I prefer having an early dinner and then being able to eat for breakfast.
What do you do if you guys have a competition for jiu-jitsu, or if you're having a heavy role at training? Do you monitor what you're eating and then lead up to that, or do you just kind of whatever?
No, I'm super lazy with that sort of stuff. Hey, if
Don't keep a close eye on it.
Yeah, not really. If I'm competing soon, I'll think about what division I'm going to go in and who my opponents might be. Like for example, I have state titles coming up end of next month. Most of the black belts in Perth are reasonably heavy, so I'll probably enter in a heavier division, knowing that if I go in a lighter one, I'll get moved up anyway. So if I get moved up, then you cut down calories for weeks leading up, you cut down the weight class, and then you rock up on the day, and they bump you into the 100+ category anyway, and then you're tiny as fuck and you get belted, So I try to think about who I'm going to be fighting and then base it on that. But most of the time, if I'm not competing soon, I don't really monitor it too closely.
So what's your walk around weight?
91.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big rig.
So you do a lot of gym stuff too. So you do PTs as well.
Yeah, so I've had my share of injuries the last couple of years, back, similar to yourself. So it depends on that, but most of my training is just jiu-jitsu based, and then just a bit of weights 3 times a week, if that. So
yeah. That's still a lot for the average person though.
Yeah, probably it is.
What,
yeah.
weights 3 times a week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find the strength and conditioning aspect of that helps you jiu-jitsu?
There's probably better things I could be doing. I always think doing more jiu-jitsu is the way to get better at jiu-jitsu, even conditioning for it. But weights helps a bit. But I notice some people, right, you get that wiry sort of strength, like yourself, Metcalf, guys like that. People that spend a lot of time in the ocean or with long endurance-based stuff, I reckon better suited to jiu-jitsu. You get huge powerlifters and big guys, they're good for they're the best athlete in the gym for 20 seconds. And then after that, it's easy. So
Yeah.
Does it restrict your flexibility as well if you're doing too much weights, or where does that all sit?
I reckon it's just my personal opinion. I reckon flexibility is largely genetic. So a lot of the potential to be flexible, I think, depends on the individual. But then unless you're massively muscle bound and you don't stretch, I don't think it'll affect it too much. Hey, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Some people just,
Yeah.
I know people that try to be flexible and they just never
That's
will.
me.
Yeah.
I'm so unflexible, I reckon. I'm flexible lower half a little bit, but I've never been one to be able to touch your hand behind the back, or my shoulder rotation is shit.
Yeah.
And I've always tried it, and I've been in athlete programs
Yeah.
where I've tried to do it. I just can't, I don't know, can't do it.
You've seen me try and touch my arms behind my back?
Can you?
No, what?
Oh, your shoulders are absolutely cooked though. Yeah, that's
Jesus.
And then that way I'm good.
Yeah, that's normal. Hey, people are like that. I don't know why. But
So you weren't one of those freaks that double jointed in primary
Nah,
school,
nah.
those ones that could blow their stomach out,
Not
they'd
at
roll
all.
the stomach?
Nah, I don't know. I'm reasonably mobile, but I don't think I'm super flexible. Especially for a jiu-jitsu guy, I'm not anything special in terms of ability to a lot of guys that, especially by black belt, are doing the full splits and stuff, and can move real well. I'm not an amazing athlete at all or anything. Yeah.
Stupid question.
Beg
but-
to differ, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. He's
You've
been
seen
humble.
the last two comps I've seen Adam in, he's done this helicopter sweep. So he's basically on his back, and this is one was a brown belt before he got his black. So he lays on his back, puts his feet onto the guy's hips and literally throws him like a little kid over his head, and then lands in mount and finishes him. I've seen you do it 2 comps in a row, and then you did it at a black belt level, which is so impressive.
I did that in Double Dragon once. That is impressive. So he's been
Respect.
humble.
He is, yeah. He's a beast.
It's a stupid question from me because I don't know enough about the sport, but does weight at a black belt level or any level make a difference in jiu-jitsu, do you think?
Yeah, 99% of coaches will tell you no, but it does for sure. If you get 2 guys equal skill, if one of them's faster or stronger or more flexible, more mobile, it's always going to play a factor, you know what I mean? You get 2 guys the same weight and one of them's more technical, the technical guy will always win. You get 2 guys same technical level, the heavier guy usually wins. It's just reality,
What about a fat guy who's black
Yeah,
belt?
100%, man. Certain positions, if you end up on the bottom against him, it that weight is still weight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what separates higher belts know how to wrestle against them different weights, and then you have your lower belts like me, and I'm still learning to wrestle a bigger guy way different to how I wrestle the normal guy.
Yeah.
So that's just experience. So by the time you're black, brown and black belt, you know how to approach different body shapes,
Yeah.
it's a lot to learn, because I find myself still trying triangles against big guys, which is just the stupidest thing.
Yeah.
Where I should be creating space and staying elusive and trying to get their back rather than pulling them onto myself.
And you can affect their breathing as well. That's a big part, hey? Tire them out.
Yeah, being efficient is so important. There's so many guys at the level I'm at now that are way fitter than me, way stronger, but you just have to be smarter and be more efficient with your energy. Instead of just I don't know, trying to jump on every submission you see and try and take their back relentlessly. If you're just more calm and wait for the right opportunities, you can go into deeper water, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're new in jiu-jitsu, you're not really sure how to pace yourself, and you just hammer and tong, and then 30 seconds later you can just tell you can tell when you roll someone that's inexperienced by the way they breathe.
Yeah.
And also the way they move and stuff. You can just tell they're real fidgety and erratic, and they're breathing real fast and through their mouth all the time, and you just know all right, I'll just hang on for 20 seconds and then I'll be able to do whatever I want, because I'd be so gassed. Yeah.
It's funny how in sport, no matter what sport it is, it's almost like the higher the level anyone gets, whether it's black belt or international stage for a sport, it almost becomes the ability physically becomes the same, but mentally the people that are at another level are so mentally in tune with the game. And like you said, they know when to strike, and their game awareness is just levels above the rest. And that seems to be in any sport that separates them. Physically, it could all be the same.
Definitely.
Just the smarter ones and the ones that know when and where to use their energy the most seem to be the best.
It does come back to experience, being calibrated, knowing when to do what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Becomes the skill, I guess. Yeah.
And especially in competition as well.
Yeah.
No, I remember my first few jiu-jitsu comps, and like you were saying, I was just gassed out way too fast. You
Yeah.
just put all your effort in. You just don't realise it's a long game.
And you can't really compare if you're rolling at full tilt with team members at your own gym. It still wouldn't compare to rolling with someone who you haven't rolled, who's someone from another club who doesn't want you doing that to them at all. So it's
Yeah.
kind of, you can't really compare for a competition, can you?
So different, hey? Like, especially adrenaline comes into it as well, and they really don't want to lose. Like, the higher up you go to, guys don't want to tap, so they're not going to tap to arm bars or certain leg locks and stuff, and you have to beat them if you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
at the lower levels in comp, even like white blue, sometimes you get a guy in a bad spot and he's already thinking about giving up, so it's easier. At the higher level, no one's going to give you an inch, so like you got to fight for every grip, every little tiny thing, you know. Like, so yeah, it is that, like, yeah, becomes, I don't know, looking for the good opportunities and not getting tired. If you get tired, like, it's that saying, like, fatigue makes cowards of us all. If you get tired, it's game over. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about your journey. Where did you start martial arts?
So yeah, both my parents are martial artists. So mother was through karate, dad was through judo. My dad and his brothers, two brothers, one older, one younger, already judo, like pretty often and competitively, like sort of late 70s, early 80s. My dad's older brother was like the main sort of competitor, judo, like pretty high level competitor, did really well by all accounts, pretty good like ground game and good throws and stuff like that. So his two younger brothers, one of them being my dad, kind of followed suit. Then they kind of stopped training. I don't know, I guess when my dad sort of had kids and stuff. And then, when I sort of came along, I started asking him about it. They used to play darts. So my dad had like heaps of dart trophies all around our house. It was like real random. But then they had like this one tiny like cup. And I was like, oh, what's that? And it's like, it was a judo thing. So he won when he was a kid, some shit. So I was like, oh yeah, cool. Asking him about that, found out what martial arts kind of was. I was pretty young at this stage, probably like 4 or 5 or something. And then from there, just messing around with him at home, showing me some stuff. He'd get out the match off the bed and do some throws and stuff and, you know, learn bits and pieces. And then I started properly training probably around 8 or 9 years old, and then didn't take it serious till about, I was 12 years old probably. But I did a bunch of stuff. I did like freestyle karate, Muay Thai, kickboxing, freestyle wrestling, Japanese Jujitsu, and then Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I dabbled in that even pretty young as well, like 13, 14. So I came across a bunch of different stuff and just really sort of like, I never really stuck to one style, if that makes sense. I liked everything, so I just trained everything, and I had probably 15 different coaches by the time I actually started properly competing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah. So what age were you competing?
Young. Like I used to, like when I was like 12, 13, I used to sneak out of home and go competing like kickboxing and stuff in Bunbury. So like
You Johnny Cage.
So how'd you get there? Like hitch or something?
So my one of my school teachers was he did karate and stuff, and he wanted to come watch like this event, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going there, but I got nowhere to get there. And he's like, oh okay, cool. And like he didn't know my parents didn't want me to do that sort of shit. I was like, oh yeah. And he drove through the town I was living in. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll pick you up, you know, kind of thing. And then I just snuck out and then, went and competed in that a few times. And,
Tell him at the end of the day, like.
No, I never told him, man. That's when I first started competing, like in striking styles, like kickboxing, amateur kickboxing and karate and stuff. And then I got a bit older and my parents were cool with it and I just started competing. But
had you ever told your dads to this day?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Oh, I didn't really care about that stage, but yeah.
That's funny though, the things that kids do when they sneak out, that's not generally high on the list. Like,
Going to a tournament, a fight tournament.
I'd be so stoked if I found that out.
I was gonna ask him, and then I just knew they were gonna say no. Hey, I was like, oh, they're gonna know it's full contact. They're not gonna want me to do it. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go and do it, kind of thing.
Did your teacher ever work out that?
I don't think so. Hey, he just thought my parents were cool with it and just took me there. And I don't think he knew it was full contact either. So
how did you go?
The first one I went to, I was all right. Like I think I lost, but it was like pretty even. It was my first match, and then I think I ended up having 2 fights. It's quite a long time ago. I was like 12 or something, so I can't really remember. But I used to compete pretty often in like different martial arts. We had a lot of like sort of, like I used to live in Bailing Up, right? It's like the smallest town. It's like 400 people there, smallest population ever. We used to train at the town hall there. Like the local guy who was coaching me then, he was a Zendo Kai black belt. It's the same martial art that like Sean Allen's from and Metcalf originally.
Yep.
So I was doing that, but he was teaching his own version of like freestyle karate kind of thing, and it was more Muay Thai than karate. It was like mostly like hands and feet, not so much elbows and knees, but still much more like pretty reasonable contact for that sort of age and stuff. We'd be out on the like blue metal on the road doing knuckle push-ups and stuff. He's like pretty serious dude.
Am I correct in thinking that all the bouncers used to train Zendokai?
Yeah. You'll probably know more than I would in that era because I think in Perth, sort of when you were probably going out and stuff, they dominated the security industry. Like Bob Jones was the guy who ran it all. He dominated the industry. So they had a monopoly on like every club you would go to. You'd always see the
Train
Bushido
them all
cross. Yeah, like they had. He pretty much started the first. I think I'm right in saying this, the first professional security company in Australia. I think he was Geelong based, I believe. But yeah, all the guys that came from there, it became a huge style, like Zendokai through, especially through the 90s, I think. But yeah, so yeah, there was all the Zendokai guys in that era, which yeah, Metcalf obviously comes from, and Sean Allen and stuff. So yeah.
That's crazy. Is that what is Zendokai exactly for those that wouldn't know?
It's basically like it's okay. So Bob Jones, I think, was a 5th degree black belt in Goju karate, and he sort of branched off and started his own sort of form. And he started to look at, it's kind of like early mixed martial arts. He started looking at grappling styles and incorporating some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, incorporating some Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, incorporating Muay Thai. They were the first guys to go over to like Thailand and start training there. And Bob Jones, I believe, brought Muay Thai to Australia. So he was first one to go across and actually go, oh shit, this stuff works, you know, and add it into his karate style. So I was training in freestyle karate. Whenever you say that, it sounds like super like the worst style ever. But if you actually see the reality of it, it's more or less like kickboxing. And it had a lot more emphasis on reality because it was mostly for security purposes. So it had to kind of work, you know.
Street fights, contacts.
Yeah, rather than, you know, your typical down the hall karate where you're doing katas and kicking the air. It's like a bit more contact based, yeah.
Dodging cans of Bundy and Jim Beam into armbar.
What age was it where you found the Academy of Mixed Martial Arts, like training with Adam?
I very first visited in Mirrabooka was probably 2008, maybe, very first.
Sneak out the house or
No, I was old enough by that stage. So my sister used to live in Nullamara, like pretty close to the old Mirrabooka Academy. So I went up to visit her a couple of times and wanted to train somewhere. I had dabbled in jiu-jitsu before that, but only very little bit. So I kind of went there and did a couple of casuals, trained it, liked it. Actually went to a John Will seminar there as well. So I'd been there a few times. Like,
so were you like blue belt at that stage?
In BJJ?
Yeah.
No, I was a white belt. Like, I had no formal rank, formal rank, yeah. I was there in like a judo belt, like a blank white belt.
Yeah.
So trained there a few times, dabbled kind of thing. I actually did a competition that same year. The year after, I did the Abu Dhabi Pro in Sydney. I just jumped in
sick.
it. Yeah, I just flew across, and Metcalf was there as well. And I recognised him. I was like, oh shit, he's over here, kind of thing. And yeah, then 2009, I went back a couple of times, and then I moved to Perth, and then I started training there full time. 09 would have been 09. Yeah, so
so good.
A while ago, nearly 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, so now you've got Matt Shark, which is an affiliation with the Academy of Mixed Martial Arts in Jandakot, was it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yep. So yeah, we've been running that now a couple of years. So yeah, it's going quite well. Like pretty good member base, lots of loyal members that are training like pretty regularly, competing, doing really well.
That must be a sick feeling. Like Adam, he growing up through the ranks, I always used to see footage of him doing flying arm bars.
Yeah.
And then just this last few comps, some of his students are now doing flying arm bars. Does that feel cool?
Yeah, it's interesting. Hey, like it's weird how sometimes you emulate your coach and other times you don't. And I haven't really pushed any of my guys to be like me because I don't like the way I do jiu-jitsu. If I coach it to someone without my body type, it's not that the best way to go about things, you know. But certain things that just clicks with certain people, and then because you've got the knowledge in that particular area because it's part of your game, you can teach it to them in such good detail they can pick it up really fast. And obviously, a couple of my guys, obviously Ryan McKay, Josh Moore, they're lightweight, so they're like they can move really well.
Yeah.
Like my advantage with flying arm bars was I was always like heavier. They don't think you're going to jump through the air and break their arm. They're not expecting that. So it kind of worked for me in like a surprise element.
Yeah, for sure.
With them, it's more like the explosiveness and quickness to be able to just rip it on, even if they know it's coming or not. But yeah, same technique, like applied a bit differently. But yeah, it's pretty cool to see that they're able to. I mean, it's not the easiest technique. You know, it's cool to see they can pull it off pretty consistently as well.
What's it like transforming from your own journey in jiu-jitsu and it being such sort of an individual journey, learning the craftsmanship of like the martial art into owning your own gym and then being responsible for overlooking your whole member base and making sure that they're on their journey? So, because I feel like jiu-jitsu is very much an individual sort of sport in terms of you're challenging yourself every day you do it, but now you're actually overlooking however members you've got and you've got to make sure that you're providing an environment for them to excel. Is that a challenge?
100%. Like yes and no. Like it's the easiest thing in some ways. Like I've always been kind of a coach in terms of like I coached at a lot of different martial arts from an early age. Like I coached probably since I was about 18 different styles and stuff. So I have that like ability to teach already. But yeah, just being responsible, like solely responsible for a lot more people's progression is a bit harder to sort of keep track on. And you do notice your own training decline because you can't be so focused on what you're doing. So as a competitor, it's hard because I still actively compete. It's hard to be like as good as someone who doesn't have that same responsibility. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I just was training 7 days a week and worrying about me and that's it, then I'll be obviously way better. But, you know, pros and cons.
It's almost part of your journey, I reckon.
Yeah.
You probably find things, although you're black belt, you're always learning.
Oh, 100%.
You probably pick up things even from white belts that you're teaching, that there's little things that probably evoke the stoke, or like get you fired up and get you keen to get on the mat. Because I know I've found that with cricket, coming out of being a player to coaching, some people think, oh, just because you played, you can coach. It's so different.
Oh, 100%.
It's so different. You're wearing two different things.
There's a lot of black belts out there that they're terrible coaches. And same with referees. Like a lot of black belts, like referees, right? There are black belts, people assume they can referee. It's a different skill entirely, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same as coaching. Like some black belts are like awesome competitors, but they couldn't show you how to do a proper armbar, you know what I mean? They just have it and they can't pass it on. So I think the skill becomes in trying to be able to be a good everything, you know, like a good coach, a good referee, a good competitor, like trying to balance everything, you know. Not too many guys do that, and I try to do that, you know. Like,
yeah, that's cool. And how about you ran your own competition last year or the year before?
Yeah, a couple of years ago now. Yeah.
You managed to get sort of some of the biggest jiu-jitsu guys in Australia.
Yep.
Kit Dale, Lachlan Giles. How
Yep.
did you find organising that event?
Yeah, it was interesting. Hey, like I think WA, we miss out on a lot over here. We're just so far from the scene for nearly everything. You know what I mean? So it was kind of uncharted territory. So I like tried to really be real on my P's and Q's with how I'm going to sort of set it up and all that. We spent a lot of time on it, and it came together like remarkably well. Hey, there was no hiccups whatsoever. I was like super surprised with that too. I was like, wow, this just ran so smooth. But for the next one, I'm a bit nervous now because I'm like, I don't really know what to expect in that. So
Nah, you know exactly what to expect.
Well, hopefully it was the same. Yeah.
That was like the best comp I've ever gone to watch. It was amazing.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Where was
Appreciate
it? What was it? What was the setup?
Yeah, so I used to work at a gym called Raw Fitness down in Jandakot, and we used their place pretty much. And I was able to get like Reese from the academy to like do the live feed, and had some big names like obviously Kit Dale, Lachlan Giles. Nearly had Craig Jones on that one as well. But yeah, it ran like really well, and the
What was
live
it
feed was Rampage.
Rampage.
Yeah, and the live feed went like really good because we leveraged off Kit Dale's following, Lachlan's following. We had like, I think we reached 160,000 something views, so it went really well. So,
What was the layout of the format? Was it like main event and
no, it was a 16-man tournament. So like a knockout tournament.
Mortal
kind of
Kombat?
Thing. Yeah, pretty much.
And the guys that were in it, do you reckon you're about to get them back again?
Yeah, for
the next
sure.
one?
Yeah, I had Lockie here recently. Lachlan Giles was here 2 weeks ago at my academy coaching seminar. So pretty good relationship with all those guys now. I was over there at Absolute not too long ago as well, training there.
They seemed pumped on it when they were here because it was a good cash prize. Like you don't see that in jiu-jitsu very often.
At all. Hey,
who are they? I've got no idea. Are they Australian?
Yeah. So the two main guys probably, Kit Dale, Lachlan Giles. So Kit Dale was like one of the best competitors ever to come out of Australia. He was really like the sort of the forefront sort of guy in the scene. He started to do really well, and Lockie is a really good competitor in his own right. I think he just got bronze at Worlds, pretty sure. Yeah. And then his student Craig Jones just blowing up like massively. He's been to our academy as well. He just leg locking everyone. He came out of nowhere. He's from Adelaide, like random small school. Went to Melbourne, started training there, and now he's a world beater. He's beaten he beat Leandro Lowe, like
pretty much like him and Gordon Ryan, the two best guys in the entire world.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So,
so cool.
We nearly had Craig for our first event before he'd blown up, like because everyone was saying to me like in the scene, like, oh, this Craig guy talking about him, like, oh, get him in and see, get him in the card, and he had to pull out of it to go to EBI, the first EBI, so that's why he pulled out of Rampage, and then from there he submitted Nathan Orchard. Then after that he went obviously to ADCC and submitted Leandro. He beat Charles Sana, and like just started taking everyone out, flying triangle, Murilo Santana, and then obviously more recently he had that EVI match with Gordon where he was on Gordon's arm just like twisting left and right, and it was just popping. And
that was crazy, yeah.
So we nearly had Craig before he blew up, so that would have been good, but missed out.
Get him in the next one.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
And tell us about your tats. You got a couple of sleevefuls?
Yeah, mostly just Japanese influenced on the left side. Yeah, just martial arts related stuff. Jiu-Jitsu one down there.
And fasting, stay hungry. That's that one, eh?
Yeah, these sides just all like trad stuff, like just cool looking tattoo based sort of like art, I guess. Yeah.
Who does that work?
I've had these done different places. Hey, like the one on the left was all done down south in Margs because I used to live down that way.
Yeah.
Not by Stooks.
No.
Okay. Shout out to Stooks.
And all the ones on the right side, just different artists. Hey, like this one was done in Vegas. It was pretty cool. It's just there and just got it. It's kind of like pieced together. You can just get like different things, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got much?
I just started this one. Hey, so
Yeah.
bit of an outline done.
That's sick. That's like a big version of my one.
You got the same similar thing?
Baby one, yeah. I got Simba, you got Mufasa.
What about yours, Buddha?
Oh,
Who did all yours?
Yeah, same as all over the place, eh? Aaron Murphy, he's done a few.
Yep.
He's fucking amazing. He's done your chest too.
Yep.
And
I've only
then-
got the one tat. I
Oh,
feel
yeah, I was
very
gonna ask you if you had any.
under-inked between.
Yeah, and then just all over the place, same thing. Like just
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
around traveling, you get bored.
Yeah.
It's usually when you're hungover or something.
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah. Mine's always when I'm injured. I just like can't train, so I just go and get tattoos.
So you grew up in the country. What you live just outside of Bunbury,
So it's about 40 minutes.
and then what you lived in Margaret River as well.
Yeah, like I went back down south for a year and a half probably.
Yeah.
Down Augusta. So my mum and her partner owned the hardware store there.
Yeah.
So I just went down there for a while. Just got out of the rat race, and I was sort of coming up to Bunbury to train with Kurt Normington and just travelled a bit. My girlfriend at the time was from Switzerland, so I went over there for a little bit to Europe and came back, and then wanted to come back to the city. So
What else did you do other than martial arts growing up as a kid in the country? Did you play any other sport or surf or anything?
I was too inland for surfing, unfortunately. But
Weed. That seems to be the
smoke
general
weed.
theme in small. It is small
Yeah,
country
yeah.
towns.
Yeah.
It seems like a massive problem.
Yeah, it's probably much worse now, I reckon, with like harder stuff. But
Meth and that, yeah, that's right.
Like
Yeah.
from what I hear, it's pretty bad now.
Isn't
down that
Bunbury
way.
like one of the, this is probably going to offend people, but I had heard, don't shoot me, isn't it like one of the meth capital of Australia or something?
I think
Bunbury?
it's the.
It's
yeah.
the,
Is it actually?
Yeah,
I
it
believe
is.
so. Yeah, they test the sewage water, I think, and they can see.
you kidding me?
Yeah, it's the worst.
The
yeah.
rats running around high.
Apparently,
in the
apparently it's the absolute worst. Yeah, I think there's I don't know, but high concentration there that goes on. So yeah.
That's intense.
But no, I was more like sports, like hockey, football, cricket, basketball, and martial arts. It became what sort of, I guess like I played a lot of sports up until about 13, 14, then all in martial arts, and skateboarding when I was about 13, 14 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mate, when you grow up in the country towns, hey, that you do live like such a active lifestyle as a kid, don't the sport is the calendar year
There's
event.
nothing else
And
going
they all
on,
get
eh?
around it, don't they?
Yeah.
Brings communities together, huh?
Sorry?
It brings the community
100%.
together.
Yeah, 100%. Like
You
it's,
see like football and cricket these days.
it's so much more important down there, like than it is up here, I guess. It's still important, but down there it's like, you go to like places like Manjimup, like you further down, like country footy is like a way of life. Like every person in the town will be there around the Oval on footy day, and like a bunch of good players come out of there and stuff just because it's the thing to do down there. Yeah.
Just shear sheep and
Yeah.
kick bags.
Yeah.
If you
Snag
kick
goals,
five
yeah.
goals, you're the man.
Is
Yeah.
Manjimup, when I was a kid growing up, used to hear stories of people going and picking magic mushrooms.
No, that's Bailing Up, man. That's where I'm
That's
from.
where you're from?
That's exactly where I'm from, Bailing Up. Yeah. I used to see them go past, man, like uni students and stuff. Like you can tell they go on mushy picking. They got like welly boots on and like a jacket, and there's like four of them in a car, and there's mud all over the car. You know, they're like looking for them and stuff.
Yeah. And what, are they just everywhere or?
Yeah, it's like I think it's the only place you can get like the proper ones. Hey, in like Australia, like the proper magic mushrooms is like right on Bailing Up. It's like a pretty big history of it and stuff. Hey, yeah,
People just get shroomed.
Yeah,
off their
there's
heads,
Is
eh?
that shit illegal
yeah.
to pick or to have or both?
I think both, yeah. There used to be a few docos on it and stuff. My house would always be in the docos because like my house is on the main drag, so they'd always go past my place and like I'd always see it on there. It's pretty
Yeah.
funny. Yeah.
Just sees you sneaking out the window in the background. Some trippers.
And what's the go with them? They're just, how do you know which one's magic?
No
Like it's a
idea,
certain
man.
type of mushroom.
They're all magic.
They intrigue me.
it's
And I
inter-
find it so weird that it's something natural.
Yeah,
It's so
that's what
against the
people
law, like-
in Bali. Everyone has
Yeah.
them in smoothies.
What, are they growing
they're
over there?
legal? They're legal in Bali. Eh?
I think so.
Yeah, they grow them. Yeah, they've got heaps of forests over there. They grow them,
Do
and then they
people-
put them in your smoothies. And that. I've never had them, but heaps of people have them. And that's what is bizarre. How weed is illegal over there, but I'm pretty sure shrooms are fine.
Yeah, I think so too.
and it's just a fungi, isn't it? I don't know
believe
enough
so.
about it, but
I don't know much either.
whatever shroom it is, it just gives you a
Can
hallucination.
people deliberately grow them mushrooms, or you can only find them kind of in the
I have
wild?
no idea. I'm sure someone will educate us.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who listens to this?
I've seen like all I know is there's like a really similar looking one that's like apparently fatal, and that grows like in similar conditions. So like if you don't know what you're looking for, it can be like pretty bad news. Yeah.
That like a few of the boys have had them in Bali and just they just reckon, yeah, they're the funniest things ever. But I think they react to different people like anything differently. But there's been some gnarly stories of guys that have like a mushy shake and they wake up blind. Like,
Isn't that just scare tactics though?
don't know. It's like the guy that had the LSD and thought he was an orange, remember? And he was scared that everyone would drink him. Yeah. Do you remember that? I think it's like a massive like
Urban
myth.
Yeah.
Someone that had like, I remember someone was always like, yeah, don't have acid. Remember the guy that had too much acid? Then he went to Greylands and they thought he was an orange juice and he was just thought everyone was wanted to drink him.
Okay, but weird shit like that happens all the time. I know another story about a dude who ate a snail as a dare. He got dared and he become a vegetable, like he's in a wheelchair now.
Oh, I saw that on like Today Tonight or something, eh?
Yeah, that's just from eating a snail for like a $50 bet.
Yeah, because it's not funny, but because it's because of the fungi or something, isn't it?
Yeah, think about how many
Or parasite, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Oh, is it the brain eating?
It's something to do with the parasite stuffs them up. Yeah, that's hectic.
Yeah.
That's like Dials eats heaps of snails. He's definitely dodged a
Fuck
bullet.
off. He eats them.
Mate, he loves snails.
Tell him to stop before he's...
He eats anything though. There's nothing that's not been up his nose. he can like literally reel off a shopping list of what he's racked up his nose, like spices, avocado, pepper. He's put a condom up his nose. That's his party trick, is he puts a condom up his nose and pulls it out the other side of his nostril.
Steve O.S.
So snails is just another minor tick on
Staple
his
part of the
list.
diet.
Yeah, so he's
He's got to quit snails, tell him.
Yeah, I'll tell. If he's listening, we'll tell him.
Man, I'm intrigued about them mushrooms. I just find it so weird.
Yeah.
And
Joe Rogan loves them, eh? Heaps of people vouch for them.
yeah, people when it opens up like spiritual sides and shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Hey, I'd never done it, but like you hear all kinds of stories, hey, positive and negative. They're usually pretty elaborate either way. Like,
Probably like anything. If you overcook it,
yeah, it could be anything.
yeah, you're done. But weren't they saying that mushrooms and they reckon they've got memory?
Yeah, plants do.
Yeah.
All plants have memory.
So how does that work?
It works by... Do you mean how did they prove it?
Yeah. Like,
So they did a scientific test. I'm going to butcher this story, but what I believe is they dropped a plant from a certain height and they tested because they release a chemical when they're stressed.
yeah.
So they kept dropping a plant and it was released this chemical. Then after the 5th time, it wouldn't release this chemical. So it learned that it doesn't need to be stressed because it got used to it after 5 times, which proved it had a memory of that.
It's insane, hey?
Experience.
Yeah.
So it punts when it's stressed at first. It does a punt and then it's like stop
I
punting.
guess, yeah. But that chemical it releases, I think it stops like insects coming to bite it. Oh, that's another test they've done. They played music. This sounds like a crock, but this is actually true. They played music of like a caterpillar crunching, like to a plant. Same thing. It would secrete that, secrete the chemical or whatever, which warns off the insect. Like it smells bad, so the insect doesn't eat it. They play the song or the crunching noise, and it would secrete that thing. It's bullshit, eh?
It's insane,
That's
eh?
what a lot of people, because you get all the vegans and the whole vegan
Ethical
verse.
standpoint.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people that are vouching for meat eaters, they're like, well,
Yeah.
if you look at it this way, plants have feelings too.
Yeah.
It's crazy, hey?
That's like, I swear spiders are getting smarter. Do you know, like, they reckon like genetic codes, like animals just evolve and they learn what's prey and what's when they're in trouble. I mean, I've had this chat. Last couple of spiders I've seen, they just know when they're going to get sprayed.
Yeah.
I've had like, I swear to God, I had the aerosol can out, whatever, to get them. And before I've just got up on the bed or I've moved and they've just legged it back into like aircon. I haven't even done anything. Like they never used to be like that. They used to be way easier.
Probably depends on what type of spider.
They're onto it fully. Like
They're
I've had
talking.
3 types. I had a black one, like a real dark one that had this massive long leg one, then day long legs, all 3 species. And they all just legged it when they saw me. I was fully tripping. I had to call Alicia and tell her, and she had the same experience once. Don't you reckon? Because animals learn to evolve, don't they? Like genetically, it just gets decoded in them.
But surely something can't evolve within your lifespan.
Yeah, but don't
Like from your age of experiencing spiders, I don't think the evolution could be that quick.
because don't monkeys like Oreos? Didn't they like learn to evolve like Oreos or something? So I heard that too.
What do you mean? They never used to like them.
Someone gave a monkey Oreos at like South America or something, and then now every monkey loves Oreos.
They've got a collective awareness.
Word got out. I don't know.
You're bringing some serious scientific knowledge in here, eh, Buddha?
Got some peer review studies for that one.
I think they're funny. It's not monkeys, it's chimps, hey, that throw shit at people.
Yeah.
I've been to the zoo a few times and seen that.
They seem super aware though. Like a lot of those sort of animals just seem like they're so switched on. Hey, like you look at them, you can kind of tell like they're
man.
intelligent. Yeah.
I feel sorry for the chimps in captivity.
Yeah.
They reckon they do remember that. Didn't they say that if you they remember who's put them in the zoo, like they know and they'll
They might black mark people.
and they rip your dick off. Like, but they do rip dicks off.
Unless you give
Before
them
the
Oreos.
Oreos,
They know what limbs. Yeah, if you give them the wrong Oreo, you're gone. No, they recognise what limbs you need. They recognise with humans what is important to you, and they rip your dick off, rip your fingers off. They're like savage.
Fuck.
And they know. Yeah, they suppose they're smart enough to know who's kept them in captivity.
Fucking hell.
They're like the craziest animal, I think. The orangutan or the chimp or something. You don't want to fuck with them.
Yeah,
they
Rogan
look
always,
so friendly when they
Rogan
try
always
to put
bangs
you
on
out.
about chimps, hey? Like,
Yeah.
at least once a podcast, there'll be a chimp story. It's a recurring theme, hey?
I guess because it comes back to like our basis. Like
Yeah.
that whole connection. So that's why it's fascinating, I reckon.
They're so smart.
Yeah. Do you reckon they dip in the, like if you gave a chimp a cup of tea and an Oreo, would he dip and eat?
If one did, would they all?
Yeah.
Do you dip?
I'm a dipper. Yeah, Scotty dipping.
Yep, confirmed.
Yeah, I'm a dipper
Are
too.
you, are you a dipper and then like suck the milk out through the biscuit?
That's only done with a Tim Tam.
Yeah, you can do anything and just sog his up. It's not that good. Are you a Tim Tam sucker?
Yeah.
You would be, eh?
Do you nickname me Tim Tam for a while?
Yeah, let me know you sucked it. Let me just add him dry. Are you a dipper and a Tim Tam sucker?
more of a dip and chew than a
Dip and chew.
yeah. Yeah. What about
You
yourself?
might think this is weird, but I've had this conversation with a few people.
Yeah.
Do you go sock, shoe, or sock, shoe?
Ooh. Sock, shoe.
Sock, shoe. See, now you've said that.
Yeah.
I thought I was the same.
Yeah.
Now, one time you're going to think about it and you're going to go and do it and you're like, holy shit, I actually
didn't do it. Yeah, yeah.
I do sock, shoe as
Yeah.
well. Because there's a lot of instances where you have to sock, shoe.
I'm a sock shoe.
Sock, shoe?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty split, the community. I'm generally a sock, shoe, but I definitely sock, shoe a fair bit.
Are you undies, sock or sock undies?
Undies, socks, pants.
Oh, I'm not even sure. What situation would you
I'm
need
shirt, shoes, tie, undies.
Socks before pants is good because then it just slides on easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
100%.
good move. What situation do you need to go sock shoe?
You're getting changed in a bathroom at a gym
Yep.
and
You don't want two socks on the floor there, yeah?
yeah, so you go sock shoe and then one
Yeah.
foot's safe and then you
Yeah.
balance on that one safe foot
Yep.
and then you sock shoe the other one.
Oh, when there's wet tiles.
Yeah.
There's a multitude of events that can come back to being sock shoe.
It's a day wrecker. If you wet your sock, your day's
Oh,
done.
yeah.
Go home.
So primarily it's sock, shoe, but it's situational. You'll go
Yeah,
sock,
and
shoe.
the thing is, people don't realize how often they do the sock
I'm going to be
shoe.
super aware of this now.
Oh, that's like our last podcast with Mella.
Yeah.
Every time he puts his sunglasses on his head,
Yeah.
he gets a flashback to the Nickelback song.
What?
I piss myself. So when he puts it on, he goes, I've been wrong. Like every time he puts, and now
Every single time?
every time, and now it's happening to me, and I love
Think
it.
about it.
Yeah,
You do it all the time. Eh?
I actually like have a little giggle every time I see my sunglasses now. Eh?
Got to play it in your pocket. Yeah. Have you ever been nickel back to back? I was talking about this last week.
What?
So nickel back to back when you're on the radio station and you hear Nickelback, and then you change station and then you hear Nickelback.
I feel like that's something that's definitely happened to me multiple times, but
I reckon it's
most commercial stations probably, yeah.
I reckon the stations choreograph
Yeah.
they choreograph a time and they're like, let's fucking nickel back and back everyone.
Yeah. Well, I was at the radio station yesterday, and the guy was in there. He's hell funny. He's been working in radio for years, and he loved a story. And he's worked in talkback radio,
Yeah.
but he was pretty funny. He was talking about back in the day when they used to have tape cassettes for songs and tape cassettes for ads, and you had to manually
Oh, Jesus.
play the tape cassette with the ads on it, but then take it out when you're ready to put songs in. But it would only the ads would roll over, so you'd be safe. But if it was a song playing, once that song finished, you had to take it out.
Like
And that
dead
was that.
space?
Yeah, dead
Yeah.
space. So he reckons like if he was ever on like a graveyard shift and he'd do a dump, he'd just put on American Pie, and that song goes like 8 minutes. And like Stairway to Heaven, you have like a solid 14 minutes of like doing
Got
a dump.
a cassette named Dump Tape.
Yeah, he said that's a dump mix. So you put those two songs on and you go get a coffee, do a dump, come back and you're on.
How much easier must that job be now? Like,
Oh,
yeah.
so easier, man.
And like DJs now, how they don't physically have to.
They
Do
don't
anything.
scratch or mix anything. It's just press play and
Yeah.
good to go. Yeah.
And most of them like don't even mix their own stuff.
Buddha running hot with
I
his
turn it
12
off too.
phones.
It's Telstra just updating shit. Download latest Nickelback album.
Wait, how good's the new update where it tells you your screen time? Have you seen that on iOS?
Nah, my phone's cooked. This whacker one just keeps updating, but I've got to get it. I've got to do something about it. It just beeps and it tells me a Telstra message.
Yeah, man, I was looking at mine. I had like 3 hours of screen time or something. Then it breaks it down for you what you're looking at.
Oh, like how long you're on your phone
Yeah.
for?
I was proud to say I had barely any Facebook or Instagram, but fantasy NBA was like 98% of what I'm looking at.
Fortnite?
For 3 hours a day.
No Fortnite because it's on my phone.
Oh, I thought you used that for your Fortnite as well.
Nah, that's on the PlayStation.
Fantasy NBA 98%.
Of my screen time.
Yeah, because you've been laying low on social media lately.
Yeah,
And
I'm just
texting.
not into
I
it,
thought you
eh?
lost your thumbs, for a second. Yeah, the NBA season, that's your game time, hey? That's work for you.
Yeah, I love the NBA.
What do
You like basketball
I
too,
do,
eh? I've
yeah,
seen
yeah.
footage you playing.
Yeah.
How good's that? I've got a what would you rather for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Tattoo on your eyeball or on your helmet. Have you seen them eyeball tattoos? Have you
On
seen
your
them?
actual eye.
So
like-
what they do, they go into, I think they call it scleral tattooing.
Yeah.
There's a chick in Perth, Kylie Garth, that had it done. There's some dude that invented it. His name's Lunar Cobra. He's from Melbourne. I think he's sought after. But he puts it not into your tissue. It goes between two layers of the white in your eye,
Yeah, right.
and then it fills out the rest of the white.
I have seen that, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to do that.
I'd probably go with that. I'm going with that.
One eye or two eyes?
Oh, well, if you're talking two, then maybe, I don't know.
So the
Reconsider.
people I've seen do it, their eyes are just fully blue. It looks crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even know now. Yeah, I'm going with eyes, I reckon.
Or you what? You willy?
Yeah,
Like the bell end.
the bell end. What about you?
I don't
Buddha?
know, because you wouldn't be... Yeah, I don't know.
The chick that I read about that had it done,
Yeah.
she says it's less pain than plucking your eyebrows. In
All
your,
right, yeah, I'm going eyes. Both eyes. 100%.
Couldn't imagine
That's
that.
painful than plucking your eyebrows. Surely not. That would hurt so much.
They're just injecting
It's
ink
like
between
between-
the
yeah,
layers.
yeah.
So
Yeah. It wouldn't be like getting a normal tattoo, really, right? It's just like surface kind of... I mean, it's still your eye, but...
yeah. But then your eyes are bright blue. I guess you pick your
Nah,
colour.
I can
but
deal with that and give a shit. Deal with that.
Surely that's going to hurt on your knob end.
I would get my bell end done into like that yellow emoji that looks like it's excited with a circle mouth. But
Yeah.
that just looks how
Because
funny.
with your job, you couldn't get away with eye tattoos.
If you can
Nah,
try and make the most of the bad situation and like do something creative, then maybe, yeah.
Yeah, like the circle emoji and it's like the eyes, the,
The
mouth.
shocked eyes.
Yeah, the shocked mouth. Imagine that.
I'm going to throw it out there that has been done.
Probably.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, someone's voluntarily done that
100%.
for sure.
In the
I'm
world
Googling it
today,
right
someone's
now.
done an emoji peg tattoo.
If you keep thinking about it, you'll probably get it done.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really good
Yeah, I've
idea.
got it now.
Oh, my Google search history is going to look weird. What have I searched?
Recently searched Nickelback
Emoji.
and dick emojis.
Emoji tat on penis.
100% someone's done it.
Images. Surprisingly, there is not a single...
It probably won't come up with a penis.
It'd be majority
tattoo.
shaft stuff, hey? It wouldn't.
No, there's no penis. It's
all.
all people getting penises tattooed on their
On
bodies.
them, yeah.
I think I've done...
I feel like that would be pretty common.
Yeah, that's
butchered the
common. That's what
search.
Dials has. He has the Southern. We were like, what's the worst tattoo you can get? Dials is like Southern Cross tattoo, and there's like Southern Cross tattoo of penises instead of the stars. So every star is a penis.
I'm going to put it out there. That's probably cool. Then it's something else.
And he's got it on his thigh. It's so good. It was on Australia Day. It was a homemade one as well.
Holy shit. There is some weird.
Oh no, I can see that from here.
There's a dude that's his penis looks like an elephant. He's tattooed eyes and it's the trunk, and then he's put a ring on the end.
Prince Albert, isn't that what they're called?
Oh man.
Sarah's. I hope you forget to like delete history
Leave the
and
tab
like, you're just
open.
scrolling through something
What
later.
the hell? Look at this. A guy has across his face a penis, and the ear is the ball sack, and it's a big cock going across his cheek. I don't know why you
What
did
are you
that.
doing? I know it's like
That's pretty.
Are you kidding me?
Pretty good work though.
it's not even
Oh,
Photoshop.
that is a good tattoo. It's a guy, his
Yeah.
arms obviously been bitten off by a shark, and he's tattooed the shark on the half limb. That looks pretty cool, eh?
You should use that as your
Logo.
logo.
Worth losing a limb for.
So you got any more future tats coming up?
I just finished the chest piece. Hey, I reckon for now. But yeah, how was yours? You got obviously all yours done.
On my chest.
Yeah, how'd you go with that? Like the shading and stuff.
I did sat twice, so just did the outline.
Yeah.
And then the second time did all the colouring, and it wasn't too bad.
Total hours.
I think it was about 5 hours for both, so 10,
Yep.
five each, I think. But
He's sick, Aaron Murphy. You should look him up. He's one of our mates.
Yeah.
Aaron
is he still
Murphy.
Bloodlines?
Yeah, he is actually. Yeah.
But this real weird thing happened. I found out that I've got someone's phone's ringing. I can hear it. It's probably mine actually. I had this numb spot, so he finished it, and I don't know if it's still numb to this day, but at the time I could touch it with my finger. But when he's putting the needle in there, I could not feel it one little bit.
Have you had a break or anything on your collarbone before? Or
I've always had a dodgy shoulder.
Oh, okay.
I've had cortisone in it and all
Yeah.
sorts. But on this top bit here, could not feel it one bit.
Nerve? Would
I found
just
that
be like a nerve.
Yeah, I don't know. I found the worst bit to be the collarbone. The rest was okay.
Aaron,
Yeah.
Aaron reckons why he didn't move because when I spoke with Aaron, he was like, I've never had anyone lie so still. He reckons he was almost asleep.
Sit real well. Yeah.
He reckons you literally sat the best.
Yeah,
he's
no,
had.
that's the way he tattoo. He just takes his time, and like I could tell he's just been like gentle.
Real
like,
nice, yeah.
Yeah.
He's fucking that good. He's one of those guys that's good at everything. He's literally been tattooing for, I would say, was it 2018? Probably 7 years. Because I remember when he did his first tattoo on me, he was like an apprentice and just doing a couple of days somewhere for free. And now he's
Absolute beast.
incredible.
now.
Man. He's blown up.
Yeah, I've
big
seen
time. But
Chris.
he's good at everything.
Looks pretty good.
He's
yeah.
fucking good at whatever he puts his mind to.
Yours is like here, right? Like,
I've got one there, but Aaron's done that line in there.
oh yeah.
Yeah, so he's got like
Yeah,
he's done a
nice.
couple, but yeah, tattooing. But we need to get a sick tattoo artist on and interview them. A few people have said that on Instagram.
Yeah.
There's some really talented dudes in WA.
Such a cool thing.
It
eh?
is. It's such an art, isn't it? Excuse the pun, but it actually is. Hey, like to be able to have such a still hand and a creative mind.
The quality of work nowadays too is just so much better than it used to be. Like, it's the level's just getting out there. Hey, like,
Yeah.
see on Instagram, just like there's so much stuff.
Do you find you go through phases when you get hungry for a tattoo? Like different, there's always some sort of time of the year or time in your life where you're like, I think I want to get another tattoo. I find I get that.
Yeah.
Like, what triggers you to get them?
I don't know. I just reckon I can't put a pinpoint.
You get drawn to it.
I've been
Yeah.
trying to think. I don't know. I don't think there's any common theme, but there's always a moment once a year or every 2 years. Don't know what brings it on. But I'm like,
Start
I'm keen
feeding
for a
for it,
tattoo
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Don't know what it is. You know, some people might win a competition and they're like, oh, I feel like getting tattooed now or
Yeah.
something they've achieved. I don't have that, but I've got something that comes up and goes, fuck, I feel like I'm ready again.
Yeah, yeah,
I reckon for me, because the other day I saw someone with a sick hand tattoo.
yeah.
So I guess it's like inspiration. You see someone with something sick, like, fuck, that looks so sweet. And then you think, maybe I'll get something like
You
that.
start thinking
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
it more, and yeah. Mine's just when I'm injured usually. Hey, and I can't be rolling and stuff. I'll just
Make the most.
yeah, pretty much. Hey, like or if I'm traveling is another one. Yeah. Traveling's a big trigger.
Look across your body like, there's MCL,
Yeah.
there's ACL.
Jeez, I broke a few things this year. It's true though. Like you do pencil it around. Like if you want to go on the water and surf, you know,
Yeah.
well, you're going to
Yeah.
miss 3 weeks,
Yeah.
4 weeks if you get tattooed.
Yeah. Probably also financial thing as well. When you got a bit
Yeah.
of money sitting there, you're like, oh, I got a little bit of spending money here.
Yeah.
Burning a hole in your pocket, you just go on like chuckle on your body instead. Yeah, but I think I don't know. Like I seem to notice that whenever I'm injured, I start thinking like, how can I fill this time kind of thing? Because when I can't get on the mat, I just
go
can't
crazy?
deal. Yeah, I do. Hey, like big time.
You addicted to rolling?
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, like everyone says they are kind of thing, and I reckon like yeah, it's pretty common to feel like that. Hey, like you don't realize how much of a equalizer it is for you. Like it just balances you out a lot. And then when you don't do it, you start to notice, like you get real, like, I don't know, I get real, I'm not really an angry person normally, but I get really pissed off all the time, like the smallest things.
Yeah.
And if I can't roll, that's what usually triggers it. Hey,
I remember when I first went down to Amma and did a couple of roll sessions, I felt so like I knew nothing, but everyone was so nice down there. But it honestly felt so therapeutic. I walked out going, fuck, I'm cooked, core strength. And that was such a therapeutic experience. You feel really good.
Yeah. Oh, you need to get back into it. You have so much potential with your... Buddha can plank longer than anyone I've ever seen. Eh? His core is so strong.
That's awesome.
I'm keen to get back into it and learn. Like, I love the Muay Thai side. I need to get back down there now that like I've got stuff in order. I can like schedule better.
When did you start up there?
I started there probably, and it was about a year and a bit ago.
Yep.
Probably, or July. I only went down, I only rolled like 3 times with Jake and Whitey and Jai.
Yep.
And then I went over and did more of the striking stuff. But I need to, dedicate time to learn. I would love to learn jits because, got all you guys. And I think you were a little bit injured and busy during the times I was going down a bit. Like I got to a few sessions with you, but I didn't get to as many because I had work commitments.
Yep.
But now I've got a better schedule I could plan.
Yeah.
Because I'm keen to learn. Because I found like Jake was saying that I had good core in some positions and could hold myself.
Helps heaps.
I just don't know enough didn't know what I was doing.
It's so funny, Jiu-Jitsu, how many guys that watch UFC and think they know what it's like, and then they'll go try it out and they just makes you realise how little you know. Like,
I found I was like, didn't know what to do. So I was like rolling and Jake and Chris were helping, but I didn't know what I had to do. I knew I had to be on top.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know how to do an armbar or do anything.
Yeah.
Just lie there and just not get.
It's pretty much, don't you reckon it's like learning another language?
Yeah.
Feels like that.
Yeah.
It's like you can't, there's no shortcut. You
don't
cannot
even
just
have
instantly know another language, and same with Jiu-Jitsu. Like,
yeah.
You can see the people that start in their hook because they're just there every day because they want to just catch up real quick to like get to a level.
Yeah. It felt like I was told this is the alphabet, A to Z. Now write A without ever seeing what an A looks like.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I don't know what I'm doing.
I always try and give new students like a real clear objective. Like if they're going to open roll someone else, I'll just say, just try and get to mount. And that gives them like a good basis just to try and get around the guard. If it's stuck on the bottom, they'll try and get out. Like it just gives them a real clear objective. If you give them like too many things to do, they just get lost like super quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got any blank canvas students that have come in no training and you've got to mold them?
Yeah, quite a few. Hey, it's been really cool actually seeing like how they've progressed and like they get addicted. So they come in a lot and they train a lot, and then you just see them sort of, everyone develops their own game. So they do jiu-jitsu in their own way. So it's cool to see how they mature and progress, even as a person, but also on the mat, like their personality comes out.
Yeah.
Like you don't know someone until you fight them. Like if you fight someone, you'll know who they are as a person, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's why you get this real strong bond, I reckon, because they're developing that personality and you can kind of see it as well. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Hey.
Something I wanted to ask you before was, what belt were you when you realised you were going to get to black?
I stopped thinking about it a long time ago, man, like a real long time ago, like maybe late blue. I just sort of stopped thinking about it. Like it wasn't really even like, it's kind of cliche, but I never really put much weight in ranks. Like I'd done a bunch of martial arts and got various ranks in different things, and some high ranks, some low ranks, and it didn't really mean much to me. A jiu-jitsu black belt is something that means something because it's like pretty hard to achieve, I guess. But I stopped focusing on it around, late blue, where I just started focusing more on competing at the level I was at and just focusing on that.
Yep.
I think it's a big part of the reason why I actually ended up as a black belt, because I stopped focusing on it. Do you know what I mean? Like the more you chase that rank, like fuck, if that's your goal, it makes it so much harder because there's so many setbacks in jiu-jitsu. Like, yeah.
In a like simple way, what classifies you to get to black belt? What do you got to do what's your commitment to the sport other than being highly skilled? Is it opening up a gym as well and giving back to the sport, or what is it? How do you do it? Is it just time in the game?
It varies a lot from coach to coach, but I think like the big one that should always be there is the skill. Like if you can roll other black belts and do well, then that probably qualifies you because you're part of that level of generation, and theoretically you should try to be better than the last generation all the time kind of thing. But some guys will get, like some guys that don't compete, they'll get there by, giving back to the style and helping other people and, being a good part of the community and, having a decent level of ability, but also what they put into it, So there's multiple factors, but I've always tried to be a competitive, like player at each belt kind of thing. Yeah.
And they want you pushing yourself in competition to test your craft, don't they?
Yeah, like the fastest way, I think, if your goal is to get there from A to B as fast as possible, would be to become a good competitor. Typically, the good competitors will progress quicker because they have a chance to clearly prove that they are a certain level. Like if you can compete at purple belt, let's say, and you win a couple of big comps, that probably means you should be a brown belt. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
you can move
definitely.
through a bit more clearly. So
Yep.
that, yeah.
What's your goal, Wongy, man?
For
Jiu-jitsu in life,
I've
yeah.
never thought about trying to get a black belt.
Yep.
My goal is to be able to roll into my 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I can fix my sort of, because I keep hurting my back and my neck, if I can just get to a level where I can roll consistently and just keep doing it to maintain fitness, that's where I'm at.
How did you meet Metcalf? Through surfing or?
Kind of, yeah.
Yep.
When I was way back in the day, back at EBB, he came in a few times because he loves bodyboarding.
Yeah.
So I first met him there, and then used to see him down at Yellow, and then took my boys to the old academy
Yeah,
of mixed
yeah.
martial arts in Mirrabooka.
Yep.
So then put them in rolling, and then watched, and I was like, I've got to do this because obviously I've like most sort of males like love the UFC, watched it since day dot, but just never did it.
Yep.
And then
And Wongy's good at every sport he does.
nah,
Are you?
He's good at cricket, good at footy,
nah.
good at eating, good at jits.
When
Yeah,
did
you are
you-
though. So you got the hunger. He's a competitor. Like I
Yep.
think all of us, like we're all like laid back and have fun and got a lot of common interests, but everyone loves their sport and
Yep.
competes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
important, I reckon. But your vibe like attracts your tribes to say.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I could vouch for most of our mates. Everyone's kind of the same. They have fun and they enjoy everything. But when it comes to competition, there's
Yeah.
a bit of friendly competitive rivalry there. Like you want to get good at something if you put your mind to it. Whitey, you're definitely like that. You're good at everything.
Definitely, what's the word? Addictive.
Addictive,
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Yeah.
addictive personality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And probably seeing growth. You don't just do something for the sake of it. You know, if you do something, you want to be good at it.
Yeah.
It's frustrating when you're not good at something.
I just want to be one of them active older people that's
Yes,
still
yeah.
fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just want to. I don't want to be like unable to play with my kids when they're teenagers and that.
Exactly. And it gives you discipline in life, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon for sure. Like, it gives you so much you don't even think about. Like a lot of the side benefits you're not thinking about just sort of come to fruition just from training. Hey, how long have you been training for now?
I think about 5 years.
Yep. Yeah. Reasonably active through that time too. Hey, like
Yeah.
singling the mat quite a bit in that time. Yeah.
Yeah. I think 5 or 6 years.
That's the other thing. Hey, people say like, how long have you been training for? And some people say like, oh, like 8 years, but they come like once a week or once a month. Who knows? But
Yeah.
if you train 5 years and you're there 4 nights a week, that mat time, those mat hours accumulate so much quicker.
huge,
It's
yeah.
like, yeah.
It's funny
crazy.
how like, and it helps all aspects of life. You kind of, I know when I joined up at AMA, I found like Sunday nights, I'd love going for beers on a Sunday afternoon,
Yeah.
like catch up with the guys after a
'Cause you
busy
put
week
in
of
the
work.
work, yeah.
But then I'm like, then I started getting to like, oh yeah, I can do that because I've been training all week. But then I'm like, I don't want to wake up
Yeah.
even a little bit dusty or just
Yeah.
have beer in my system on a
Yeah.
Monday because I know how hard the Muay Thai training is going to be that night. And I'm enjoying the progress
Yeah.
of being like just starting off and seeing minor development.
Yeah.
So like
Definitely
it kind
keep-
of shaped my healthier lifestyle as well.
It keeps you on the rails. Hey,
It does,
Pretty
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Oh, before I forget, Corner Man Espresso is
Yeah.
a coffee shop up at our gym. It's up for sale as well. So
Is it?
if anyone in Perth is looking for a little space to run a small business, could be anything in there really.
Yeah. Yep.
That place is a sick little gold mine. I reckon that could go well.
Yeah, because you've got all the club members going
You got
through
that
there.
foot traffic through there, man.
All
400
day.
members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had money, I would go to that.
So hit up, Corner Man.
Brujitsu, man. That's what I'd call it. Coffee and then jiu-jitsu.
I like it.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, hopefully you can sell that.
Yeah.
When's the next comp?
Yes, probably state title was 25th of November, I think it is.
Yeah.
See how I go. I got a few injuries and stuff, so if I can get on top of those, I'll definitely be in it. Yeah, but I competed a couple of weeks ago and it wasn't too bad, so should be okay. Yeah.
Are you going to compete soon, Whitey, again?
Yeah, as soon as I'm fit and healthy. I guess I'll never be fit and healthy, but because you've always got little injuries. But
Yeah.
just trying to get my back right and my shoulder at the moment. But definitely want to compete.
Yeah, that's
Sick.
awesome.
Super keen.
When was your last one?
Years ago.
Years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that one of the BJJ for Life ones?
Yep.
Yep, awesome.
What-
Yeah,
what would
blue
you-
belt?
What's
Yeah.
that?
Blue
No,
belt?
it was white belt.
Oh, white belt,
I don't even think I don't even know if I competed at blue.
Yep,
Just club ones?
sort of. Yeah,
Well, not really.
Yeah. No, just that white. Yeah, I think it's BJJ for life was my.
yep.
Oh no, I did some state titles.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That was the last one I did.
What would you recommend to someone who's looking to start out in jiu-jitsu? How would they go about it? And is there any tips that you'd give for those people?
There's so much information, hey. Like, it's really hard to give a definitive, like, clear beginning objective. But I think just get down to a school and start is the biggest thing that people don't do. Like, first step's just rocking up, hey. Like, if you can get down there and start being consistent, it'll all come together.
That's what Whitey said, to me. It's the hardest part, just getting in there and doing
first
it.
time,
First session,
and then you're hooked.
Yeah, 100%, hey. And like I was saying about personality and stuff too, like you'll figure it out on your own to a degree. Like you'll just, if you just get in there and start it, it's like anything, right? The longer you procrastinate, you're just setting it back, you know? That's why so many guys always say like, I wish I started when I was younger. Like, so many people say that, but like until they begin, they don't have that perspective on it. Yeah. It's always like people say like, I'll start when I'm this fit or when I've got this going on or when my routine allows it or whatever. But if you just do what you can with what you have now and then just go from there, and you'll find it all pans out, you know?
We speak about that on our podcast quite a bit, just in terms of on reflection, people always go, oh, I wish I did that, or that's cool in whatever. And you go, well, it only takes, the difference is you just got to do it and then put one step in front of the other, and then fucking a couple of weeks time, you don't know what's going to happen.
The longer you think, the more you just
do
get
it.
paralyzed by it. Yeah.
And literally the most clubs offer like the first time you go try it out, it's free anyway.
Yeah.
So you've got literally nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You hardly ever will see someone come in for a trial and not come back. Like, it's super common. Like, jiu-jitsu is like a good business in that way. Like, it sells itself so well. Like, people just love it. There's not much like salesmanship required. Yeah. With your competing, like when you were competing as a white belt and stuff, what sort of stuff did you go for submission wise? Were you more like submission focused or points focused, or
submission? Yeah.
What do you go for normally?
I kind of felt like I cheated in them comps because I literally was looking over at my corner and they were showing me
how to do something.
Yeah, because I could get to positions pretty well.
Yeah.
And so the first comp, looked over at Tyrone. He's like, I was locked up a DAS the wrong way, and then he's like told me to switch this
coach you
hand.
through it.
Yeah. And I just watched him and literally did what he said. And then
that's like, awesome.
Tap. And then the next comp, same thing happened. And then the next comp, same thing.
That's so good, man.
It's got Jedis in your corner.
Yeah. Competing. I found before I was competing, I had a bit of like anxiousness.
Yep.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Anxiety. Yeah.
Anxiety.
Yeah.
Just with the takedowns, because you don't train takedowns too much.
Yeah.
And then I found by the last time I did it, I felt pretty good about it. So I want to get back in there for
That's
sure.
Awesome.
Did you ever get any similarities to how you prepared for bodybuilding comps to jiu-jitsu comps in terms of like nerves or?
Jiu-jitsu comps was like 50 times more nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Just that primal, you're fighting someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're sure that someone's going to be coming at you kind of thing.
Yeah.
And surfing's just like,
go out there.
Yeah, whatever happens. It's the waves, the ocean.
Yeah.
Other competitors, 4 people in a heat.
Yeah.
Whereas, fighting, it's just
not
you.
so confronting, I guess, as well. Yeah.
It's a big stepping stone, hey, in your personal development is like coming through the other end, having a fight and then coming out. And you can handle situations in life probably with a lot more confidence knowing that you've been through a test, like fighting someone else.
100%. Like, it's hard to get worried about your boss yelling at you something when you know you can jump over the table and just knock them out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't you don't have that sort of like anxiety anymore in like all parts of your life because that primal thing's taken care of. So you dull that like anxiety.
Yeah.
Just helps you everywhere. Hey, that's what I should have said before about advice for someone who's starting. Compete as soon as possible. Like, just start that, because I find the guys that leave competing longer as well, they get like to blue or purple and they haven't competed. When they do compete, it's going to be like so much worse because the guys that have been competing the whole way through are so much better. So you're just going to get steamrolled. Like Ryan, my student, I got him to compete after 4 days of jiu-jitsu. I put him in a competition and he got steamrolled. But then from that, he was able to build a base and get better and better. And he's competed so much. So now he's able to be where he is now because of those experiences.
Yeah.
But if he gets to a certain level and he's just like going to jump in a comp, it's so much tougher,
Yeah.
So the sooner you can, just do it, Yeah.
For sure. Man, thanks so much for coming in.
Yeah,
thanks for having us.
been
Yeah,
fun.
it's been awesome. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Proudly repping our shirt. He
Yeah,
was one of the
yeah,
first to
yeah.
buy one of
Yeah.
our shirts.
He's wore the shirt more than we have. Yeah, Frothing, thanks so much for taking time to
Yeah,
speak
thank you
to
guys.
us.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for not unbarring me as well.